Hey, welcome back. So in this video, I just wanted to do a quick walkthrough of some of the tools I have been using in my electronics lab. Some of these are actually pretty good. I mean, this is a wire snipper, and I've used this for I don't know how many years, maybe 5-6 years. And I have one of these guys. This works really good too. I've always been looking for better set of tools just for electronics lab. As you probably know, you may have similar experiences I do. I use these tools for other work around the house. So if I needed something to do in my garage, these tools get displaced, and it's always been a multi-purpose tool kind of a setup for me. So I was hoping to find something that'll kind of fit in my electronics lab, that I can use it dedicated in my lab and not move things around. So I really do appreciate these tools. These are actually pretty good, no complaining whatsoever. So I'll probably continue to use them for sure in my electronics lab. But I was hoping to find something that's more dedicated. Here's another one. These are tweezers that I don't know where I got them from, again, many years ago. And this is really not very good. I mean, this is as you can tell, it kind of not very nice, so to speak. It's got if you look in the middle section here, it's got that little dip. Not very useful for electronics per se, because typically you want to put let's say a resistor lead, and then you want to bend it. This doesn't work that well. And also, as you can tell, let me see if I can get you a closer look. These tips are quite fragile. They don't really kind of work that well, and over time, as you can tell, they kind of bend. And just the cheap quality material, it's not very, it looks hollow to me. That's probably the right word. Anyway, so that's really the intent of this video. I'm hoping to get, I was hoping rather to get better tools for my lab. So what I'll show here is some of the tools that I have recently acquired. And this company called, I believe it's called Tecton, they make pretty good tools. I've read some good reviews on it. So I bought a whole bunch of, actually a set of tools for the lab. They come in this cardboard packaging. I won't do any unboxing. Not a big fan of that. Anyways, but Tecton is the company I went with. And also for the tweezers, I went with this kit here, and I'll put a link in the description below. There's a kit of whatever, dozen or so, and good reviews. And let me see if I can get you a closer look here on this one particularly. This is a solid metal and feels really good, nice, a little bit heavier than this cheap tweezer here, so quite nice. It feels right, and nice and heavy material, so I'm really impressed with that. So let me start with the tools first, and I'll come back to these tweezers in a bit. All right, so I'm gonna come back here. Let me arrange these tools, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here's the set of tools I got as a replacement to my lab here. And if you look at it, there's a good assortment of tools here that I think I could use these for many years to come, hoping. I think let's start with the snipper. I think the snipper here, let me see if I can get you a closer look. They are made really well, nice and heavy material, and feels like they will last quite a while for me. And I'll put a link to these tools in the description below. But overall, I feel like this has a very good feel to it. It's not too big for the lab. At the same time, it's quite sturdy and very nicely built per se. So the snipper seems to be a good fit, I'm hoping. So that's that. And this is another one here, similar, but of course a different cutter. Likewise, a nice look and feel, and feels right in your hand. All right, so this one is an angled plier to be able to get into things and ply, and this feels good. And again, overall, just the build quality is pretty nice. I feel like this might work out really well. By the way, I just want to be clear. I have no affiliation to this company whatsoever, and I'm not looking for any partnership with this company. I have no financial interest per se on this company, but I just bumped into this as I was looking for a company that makes good tools, and I ran into this and I saw good feedback, so I went and bought them. So just so we are clear. All right, any case, so the way it's constructed, it feels like there was a good amount of thought that went into it, and even the material here feels nice and heavy, and it looks and feels good. All right, so that's that. And here is another. I don't know. I have two of these somehow. I don't know. I don't recall buying two of these, but I believe apparently I do. In any case, so this is meant for, I'm thinking maybe for bending the leads on components at an angle, or making a sort of a turns in your leads, so to speak, and this might work really well. So that's that. And similarly, here's another plier. Again, this could be a general purpose, and it's got a cutter in the middle, so that might work really well. And this one has a flat head, so to speak, and meant for straightening out leads, or getting into smaller bolts and nuts, so to speak. This might work well. I also have purchased this larger angled plier, and I think the reason why I got this was to be able to get into, if I were to get into, let's say, repairing oscilloscopes or whatever, if I needed to get into a certain area to be able to pull something out or tighten things, this might work well. Again, this is a slightly larger tool than these other tools, as you can tell. It also is quite a bit heavier, and of course very well built, again made by the same company. All right, so I don't know, this might only be useful when I'm working with maybe repairs and whatnot, I'm thinking. I don't know. Anyways, this might have some use for me in the lab. All right, so that's the quick view of all the tools here, and I'm hoping that these will last quite a bit while for me, and I will still continue to use these wire snippers for sure, and then maybe they'll get displaced and I'll forget about them or whatever. All right, so that's the tools. Let's move on to the tweezers, and I'll be right back. So here's the collection of tweezers I got. As I mentioned, they came in this pouch. I forget what the brand is. Any case, so I was looking for some recommendations on eBay and on Amazon, and I bumped into this in Amazon. So it looks like, I don't know, it's called Bamfu Precision Lab Works. I don't know. Anyways, these are seem to have good feedback, and this was the extra tool that came with it. Again, there's nothing much to say other than the fact that these are built well, and I feel like these might work really good for the lab, especially when working with parts and SMD, SMT type of components. This might work really well. All right, so, and then I think one of the things that, tweezers rather, that'll work really well is this guy here. This is the angled, especially meant for soldering and placing SMD parts. This might work well. And this one I thought was interesting. I've never actually used one of these before, so they actually might work. I don't know where I would use them, but we'll see. So we got a whole bunch of these, and there was this guy here. Again, I'm not sure where this will come in handy. We'll find out, I guess, when we get there. Any case, so these are all. Let me open up these protective covers here. And most of these are, again, redundant. It's not, they don't have anything unique per se outside of a couple of these, right? When these have some nice angles to them. Some of these have angles here. Those are kind of unique, and this one too. So, but outside of that, majority of these are fairly redundant in my opinion. So I would say, yeah, overall, I feel like these would work really well for the lab, and that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope this was useful. I'll put the links in the description below. Hopefully, you guys might have use for these. Thanks for watching. We'll talk soon. God bless.